So, apparently, Christmas is a time where I talk about My Little Pony. First Christmas video was on trying the show for the very first time. The second was the result of me watching the episode A Heartwarming Tale. The third was me giving Equestria Girls a first try. This year, I want to talk about the comics. Now, unlike other years, this won't be me giving it a first try. I started reading the comic on July 6th. And yes, I know the exact date, as I've basically been logging my thoughts on it on Twitter. Very sorry for any fool that decided to follow me there. I hope you enjoy walls of text of me discussing MLP. I'll link to the Twitter thread in the description if you are interested for some reason. In this video, I'll just be highlighting a couple of the comics that I think are really good. Talking about why I think they are so good. So you can decide if you think they would be worth your time to read them yourself. I'll also link to a site from where I read them. And let me just quickly thank the man who gave me the link to that site. For I may not have this amazingness in my life without his help. Let me also thank the wiki for making it possible to figure out what the chronological order of these things is. Because, like Equestria Girls, this would have been quite impossible without that community. Let's begin, as this will take plenty long already. My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Number 1. The Return of Queen Chrysalis, Part 1. As far as I've been able to tell, the very first comic. And man, did they start off with a bang. Anyone wanted to see They Live in My Little Pony? No? I'm crazy for asking? Welcome to the comic. I have not been able to predict a damn thing. It's always unexpected, while never being dull or unjustifiably random. Except for Pinkie Pie, of course. But that's okay, we don't question Pinkie Pie. The humor, equally, is still brilliant. Quick girls, to the library! That's your solution for everything! Rarity, blast it! Pretend it's last year's fashion or something. Eep, leg warmers and stirrup pants, not in my spring line. Though equally, be prepared for the comic not always lining up with the show. The show overrules anything in the comics if there is a conflict. And oh, the imagery in this is beautiful. Both literally beautiful, because just look at this shot! But also oddly, delightfully gruesome at times. And it's a great one to start with. The setup of a 4-part story, clever as always. I honestly love that they know they're walking into a trap. The characters not being idiots, but characters with motivations and flaws and all that, is to this day one of the things that I adore about My Little Pony. Which probably says a lot about the media I consumed when I was a kid. And it's carried over beautifully in the comic. So yeah, all in all, a brilliant introduction, and well worth the read for the humor and visuals alone. My Little Pony, Micro-Series Number 2. The art style of the micro-series may be a bit lower quality, at least in my opinion, but man are they still amazing. Who wants to see My Little Pony tackle depression? As someone with depression symptoms myself, I see it in the show a lot. But this isn't personal interpretation. This is plainly talking about depression without using the word. Or actually, they do. She's not gone faster than a trot in some time, while every pony else gallops into full-blown inescapable depression. Do I recommend the comic as a comic? For just its internal story? Maybe not? But I can't tell. I'm noticing too much other stuff. Paying too much attention to the amazingness the comic does that I simply can't judge the story for the story. The most amazing part is simply how it talks about depression in a manner that anyone can understand. The growing somberness, the immense disappointment from a task you fail to complete, even if you were the one to put the task on yourself. And probably the central piece of the comic, and truly revelational to me, how the struggle against depression itself can feed into depression. The bastard depression cycle is effectively mentioned. The more I try, the stronger they grow with my failures. It's a cycle, and it's not the cool kind with streamers on the handbrakes and a ball's pink basket on the front. How can I beat these gremlins if every attempt makes them stronger? Depression is cruel. And somehow, a My Little Pony comic captured it the best of any media I've seen. If you want to see how the depression is beat, you'll simply have to read it. And if you ever need to explain depression to someone, this would not be a bad tool to do it with. My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, number 11 and 12. Neigh anything. I think I know there are people who don't like Shining Armor and Cadence. People who think they have no personality, especially Shining Armor. You, sir, are not a popular pony. People think you have no personality, no pizzazz. To them, I present Neigh anything. The tale of how Shining Armor and Cadence got together. This two-parter is truly amazing. Shining Armor gets a bunch of friends to work off. A group of friends playing Dungeons and Dragons, my bad, oubliettes and ogres, together. He's not the most outwardly popular person, but very helpful and willing to do a lot. Shining Armor volunteered to tutor me in math. Buck stole my lunch money all through fall school. Shining Armor walks my little brother home from school. Buck shoved me in a locker. I was there for days. And the sibling feeling between Twilight and Shining is also really good. Was he a complete dork? Hey! Humphrey and Twilight, you should know better. Thank you for coming to my defense, my sweet. He's always a bit of a dork. And their perceived bond is strengthened by her also playing in their oubliettes and ogres game. This would be easier if Twilight was here with her unicorn sorcerer. Cadence in turn gets to be nice, which doesn't add a lot to her, but also gets to be funny, which does. Unlike Shining, she gets two awful friends. You're so lucky, Cadence. Buck is the most popular stallion at the academy. Lemon Gems, don't you think he's kind of mean? My mom always tells me personality traits you don't like in a stallion can be fixed with constant nagging. Right, Diamond Rose? Of course. How else do you deal with boys? They're impossible. How about this dress? It matches Buck's cutie mark. Do you think, like on stallions, they should call them cutie marks? How about manly marks or macho marks or... She gets to show aggression and niceness together in a manner which I just can't describe properly. Okay, Twilight Sparkle, first off, I need you to tell me absolutely every relevant piece of information you have about your brother. Then, we'll make cookies and have the best night ever. Agreed? Oh, okay. Wait, what? And her and Twilight effectively nerding against each other is hilarious. That depends. Are you ready to take extensive notes on his likes and dislikes? To create several comparative charts about your popularity versus his? Did you bring a label marker? Is your paper wide ruled or academy ruled? I have 37 different colors of paper for my label markers. I always have an acrobus with me, just in case I need to calculate percentages for a pie chart. Wide ruled paper is for foals. Let's do this. Cadence? I think you and I are going to get along very well. But the entire thing is hilarious. Many jokes that also have me worry about the implications, but also can't help but laugh. And it even has a transvestite arc of sorts? No, I'm not joking! And it even appears to be oddly well handled. Not something to just mock. It's hilarious. It adds to the characters. It has a good message. What's not to love? My Little Pony, Friends Forever, number 7. One thing I'm figuring out thanks to making this script is that one of the big strengths of the comic is how they can focus on less characters, and with that, focus harder. In this, the primary focus is Luna, which is always a win for me, and Pinkie Pie, which is just the weirdest combination that even Luna is not happy with.
Pinkie, you know darn well she's not Nightmare Moon anymore. You've been on adventures together. Her? The one who makes little children run from me in fear? Pinkie Pie is the funniest pony I know, Princess Luna. But surely there is some pony else?
This thing is obviously funny, as that's literally the surface topic.
Ooh, fancy smancy.
Yes, do I know you?
I don't think so. I'm Pinkie Pie.
Fancy schmancy. How do you do?
And it also has many good tips on how to be funny, ripe for stealing.
What makes these things funny? Well, Madame Laflower is a real proper pony. When she makes a rude noise with the whoopee cushion, it's unexpected. So, to be funny, I have to torment those who oppose me and laugh in their faces? No, you play pranks on your friends. I torment my friends? Not torment. Pranks can be embarrassing, but your friends will laugh with you, not at you. Not every pony can take pranks, and it's important to know when to stop. I think I'm starting to see now. It's about seeing the comedy in a situation. My apologies, Pinkamena, Turnip, Rocky. I am just not used to being laughed at. Seems like that's the thing people do towards someone who's funny. You are wise, good Turnip.
But it also has some neat world building, and even quite a bit of drama. Not made up drama either, or drama that only exists in the comic.
Can you blame me? She is so perfect and I'm so not.
But drama that fits with Luna's struggle of how she thinks she is seen and how she believes she should be seen. And the end even manages to be tense. It's a delight and well worth the read, obviously. My Little Pony, Friends Forever number 11. A drastically different art style, but it works. And this comic is just a delight. Extremely in character rainbow.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
A more human side to Spitfire. Don't get me wrong, I like her in the show, but she takes more a role like Celestia. A character that brings validation, not that themselves interacts. In this, however, we get to see a personality to Spitfire. And it's really enjoyable. Spitfire can't deal with the absolute chaos that is kids.
Miss Spitfire, watch, I can do the scratches upside down. That is definitely not safe. Miss Spitfire, do you have a special sun pony? Miss Spitfire, Miss Spitfire, Miss Spitfire.
The hilarious part is that the kids don't feel exaggerated. It's just how kids do. And the interaction between Rainbow and Spitfire are really nice.
You wanna go for a fly and talk about it?
Yeah. Too rough. Way too rough. Spitfire may be a leader of man with true care.
I can shout at you. I can nitpick your flying. I can act as mean as I want around you guys because I know you can take it. When I'm training the Wonderbolts, shouting is my way of pointing out their mistakes. They know that I'm trying to make them the best flyers they can be. You know, at first I didn't want to be captain of the Wonderbolts. Really? I didn't want to lead other ponies, I just wanted to fly. Leading sounded boring. But I realized that leading other ponies is only part of a captain's job. You have to make them want to fly. You have to motivate them, give them a reason to fly. And I'm good at that, sure. But only if I'm being mean. I can't do that to kids. I might discourage them from flying. That's the last thing I want to do. But lacks the emotional knowledge
to deal with kids. It's really neat to see played out. While Rainbow knows kids. There's a reason she took Scootaloo under her wing after all. And she properly handles the situation in her own way. Honestly, this one is just awesome and a delight. And I'm someone who loves a delight. Let's do some last recommendations that I can't or won't go into much detail for, but do want to quickly mention. My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, number 17, 18, 19 and 20. Reflections. A great 4-parter that delves into some really interesting character points. What one wishes to do versus what they feel they must do. The responsibility to put on yourself for your siblings. And much more. And the finale was the most tense I have been about the MLP world since School Race, where I also truly feared they would forever damage the world. My Little Pony, Friends Forever number 6. Trixie is kidnapped by diamond dogs, and Rainbow is going to try and get her out. 2 characters with not insignificant egos, working off each other and working together. It's just really cool to see. FIENDship is Magic, number 5. Queen Chrysalis. The FIENDship is Magic series tries to expand on the bad guys a bit. Sadly, I think most of them are pretty flawed. The first doesn't stand on its own, the second is anticlimactic, the third is very funny, but also kind of just stops. The fourth is really mediocre. But the fifth is brilliant. Telling the story of the history of Queen Chrysalis and the Changelings. It continues from, and continues into the comics, while having no continuity errors with the show. And it's just funny as hell, while also extremely intriguing. I obviously could keep going for hours. I recommend reading all of them. There's the occasional dud here and there, but none of them are so bad to recommend not reading them. And the majority is well worth it. Some of them being just plain amazing. I hope I gave some people something to read, or at least the ability to understand why I also love the comic. And for some fun, let's just end with some out-of-context hilarity.
You! Are you ready to buff up?
Nope.
Yeah!
Nope.
Yeah!
Nope.
Yeah!
Nope.
Well, okay. You have a nice day.
Yep.
Words fail me.
Yep.
How exciting to see so many ponies out and about during the day. The peasantry of our kingdom enjoying the land. Thrilling.
Let's not call them the peasantry, princess. It is not endearing.
No? What about serfs?
No.
The peons?
Definitely not.
Civilians?
That will work.
Sorry, princess. You're on your own. Well invoice ye.
Our world doesn't even make sense. Why should this one? Who needs continuity?
I call this Blade's Giant Flame Boom.
And how is this different from your previous dish?
More fire, obviously.
I have all this caramel. If only we had a portable party cannon. Why didn't you say so? Sir Mark IV, okay? It's the first one I could find. Did you hear about the time Twilight turned all of Ponyville upside down? This is your time machine? It's huge! Don't worry, it's smaller on the inside. I hope you enjoyed. This has been FIENDship, saying Happy Christmas and Merry Holidays.